everybody, MuseScript here, and welcome one and all to MuseScript's Q&A extravaganza thingamabob. So I have counted up all of your questions and I'm going to be answering them all in this video. Although there are some that I won't answer, like my opinions on the YouTubers who ask specific questions. Technically I didn't say this, but that's actually more towards the personal area, so those questions will not be counted. But other than that, the questions will be split up into 10 categories. Interest questions, art questions, ship questions, favorite questions, music questions, MLP questions, audio drama questions, YouTube questions, voice actor questions, and random questions. So, I'm going to be starting off the list with the interest questions. So, to start off, Seafoam Sapphire asks, do you have a sister? Well, I can answer that with a yes. I do have a sister. I have a younger sister. Although she is taller than me. She's been taller than me for about 5 years. And I did not like that. And sometimes, well, I mean, she goes to uni abroad, and there are sometimes when she does come over to our house, and sometimes she will call me a bin chicken. Sometimes we don't get along that well, but whatever. But other than that, I don't have any other siblings. My sister is the only sibling I have, so yeah, I do have a sister. And I will not say her name, because I know that was also part of the question, but whatever. Moving on, Seafoam Sapphire also asks, do you have any pets? I do not. Reason being, I live in the middle of the bush. It's, you know, a bush environment, and where I specifically live doesn't allow any cats or dogs to be kept as pets. That is mostly because of all the nature and the wildlife, you know, like the kangaroos and the wombats and the birds. You know, they'd be a bit of a threat, but I don't mind because my family, they're a computer-based family, and so, I guess we don't really care. I mean, I think we tend for a wombat who has, some kind of, problem with his fur at the moment, and sometimes we do feed the parrots that come by every so often, but other than that, we really don't have any pets. I know Peacock has a dog. I've seen her dog before. Very, very cute dog. Yeah. So, next, Serena Lara Gonzalez says, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but whatever. It says, do you have a Nintendo Switch? I have no idea what that is, so my best bet in asking is probably no. Best bet answering, yeah, no. That's what I meant to say. I do not have a Nintendo Switch because, one, I don't know what it is, and two, well, I just don't have one anyway. I mean, I think when my sister and I were young, we did have Nintendo DS's, and we just played random games on there, I guess. But that was when we were younger, that's when we were kids. Yeah. Peacock Studios asks, what are your fears, or what are you afraid of? Yes, okay, well, I do have a couple of phobias, so I'm not a big fan of spiders or bugs. Not including Heartsy, because she's a changeling. I think I mentioned that in my 600 subscriber special. But, despite living in the bush, I do not like bugs. A bit terrified of them, and I do not like spiders. The only exception is Lucas, but he's animated, so any real spider, it just creeps me out. What else am I afraid of? I think I'm not a big fan of criticism. I think the reason being is because if I know I've done something wrong, I don't want them to emphasize it or remind me. I know it's so strange because I'm studying a field where there will be criticism, and even on my YouTube channel there might be some, you know, criticism, etc. Believe it or not, yeah. I think I'm slowly getting better, kind of. I don't know anymore. But moving on. Peacock also asks, what do you do when you do Skype calls with Peacock? Well, let's see. We mostly just derp around, maybe, I don't know, talk about random stuff. Sometimes Peacock might demand me to share screens if I'm working on art for various things, and I will sometimes do that. Although, there was one time when I was, and she wanted, you know, to share system sounds, and I was playing Eurovision, and that's when she got a bit sick of it. And she did not... yeah, I'm still sorry about that, Peacock. But yes, we normally just talk about random stuff, and we do try to Skype as much as we can. Whatever opportunity we have. And yeah, our Skype calls end up being very random. We end up breaking each other, and Peacock keeps telling me that she's kicking all the Muse trees. Or I'm having roast Peacock for dinner or something like that. Anything to kind of break each other, and yeah, that sounds about right. Peacock also asks, who is the first person to call when you are in trouble or stressed? Well, that's a good point. Sometimes I am stressed about a couple of things, whether it's getting things on time. That is a very good question. I think sometimes I will talk to Peacock about it, but sometimes I might also talk to my mum about it. Something along those lines if there is a situation where that does happen. First person to call, I guess either Peacock or my mother, I guess. I really don't know. It really depends on the situation. Really? Yeah, it just depends on the situation. Peacock also asks, if you are in a bad mood, do you prefer to be alone or have someone like Peacock to come and cheer you up? Yeah, it just also, again, it depends on what type of bad mood I'm in. Like, if I'm, you know, a little bit annoyed and I don't feel like talking to anyone, then I usually prefer my solitude. But if I want to talk it out with someone, again, usually I choose Peacock or my mother. It's between those two. Yeah, so I guess to answer that question, if I am ever in a bad mood, which I hardly am ever in a bad mood because I tend to go, you know, look on the bright side of life, and I don't know, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the next question. Shadow Star asks, do you have OCD? If so, look at this number. Oh gosh, dang it! Why is the 5 there? It should be aligned. Okay, fine. Okay, maybe I have a little bit of OCD, but not too much. I do like to organize and align stuff and making sure everything is aligned, but I guess I'm not crazy about it like Twilight is. But I'll admit it, I have a little bit of it. A little, tiny bit of it. As well as having a tiny bit of autism as well. But anyway, moving on to the next question. Jordan Rainbow Dash asks, why are you so awesome? Aw, thank you. It really depends. I have a lot of practice in what I do, and I'm glad that I can be good at all sorts of things that I can put on my channel. It's pretty rare to have someone who's kind of like multi-talented like that, because most YouTubers will have, you know, just one sort of category, but I tend to try and have multiple different types of categories, you know, different sorts of various things. So there'll be subscribers of mine who like my comic dubs, there'll be subscribers of mine who like my audio dramas, there'll be subscribers of mine who like my mashups, etc. So I get a bit of diversity there. But thank you for that, indeed. Okay, the Tolakazak channel asks, have you been to an MLP convention? If so, which ones have you been to? I have not been to an MLP convention at all. In fact, I will be going to one, which will answer the next question. Will you be going to Alicon this year? Asks Jazza66. Well, to answer your question, Jazza66, yes. Yes, I am. Attention, everyone! I will be going to my first ever MLP convention. From the 22nd to the 23rd of September 2018 will be Alicon, which is the convention being held in Adelaide, or should I say Sadelaide, and it will be held at the Latvian Hall. So, if there is anyone who is already going to Alicon, feel free to try and spot me, and also this derp will be with me as well. And Jazza66, who is the person who asked that question in the first place. So I just thought I'd have a really early announcement for that, and when it gets closer to the time, I'll have an even bigger announcement, maybe with Peacock with me as well. So, if you are going to Alicon, maybe if you spot me, I'll probably be having my hair in a plait with a green ribbon through it, just like my OC. Be sure to spot me. I'll be sure to say hi if you are a fan of my channel. Okay, back to the questions. General Twilight asks, how did you meet Heartsy and Peacock? Well, I think I met Heartsy through Peacock. So, how I met Peacock? Funny story. I think it was somewhere in June, somewhere along those lines, because our 1 year anniversary is coming up. So, pretty much, I don't know who, I think I discovered Peacock's channel when I just saw a video on my recommended list with one of the first trailers to Shadows of Corruption. And, yeah, that happened, and then I was listening to Peacock's accent, I'm like, is she Australian? Because she kind of has a mix between American and Australian for some reason, I don't know why, it must be a habit. And then, let's see, I think she found my DeviantArt, or I found her DeviantArt, something along those lines, and then we got in contact, either on YouTube or DeviantArt, and then she asked if I was interested in auditioning for art for Shadows of Corruption, and then I said yes, so I was like, okay, I'm doing that, I'm auditioning for art, and then I think somewhere in the 10th or the 9th, then we actually started to do Skype chats and Skype calls, and then our friendship began. And then Peacock introduced me to her other friends, you know, Sky, Roselips, Starfire, Shaky, etc., and Heartsy. She introduced me to Heartsy, and then my first conversation with Heartsy when Peacock left the call for a few minutes was pretty awkward. We both weren't really that chattable, and well, it was pretty awkward for us until Peacock got back. But yeah. Yeah, so I think that's how I met Heartsy and Peacock. Thank you for the question. Maybe yeah. I don't know anymore. Ivan the Geek VA asks, how did you meet Scribbler? Yes, that is true. That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. I think it was back probably July of last year, where I don't really remember what happened, but I think, I don't know, Scribbler was asking if anyone would be interested in like voicing something, or she found my Skype or something. I don't really remember specifically what happened, but I think it was like for some kind of Halloween thing. Well, I mean, that never actually happened in the end, but I can remember that it was July of 2017, and yeah. And then I did end up voicing things for her as well. There are a couple of future ones I'll be voicing. Well, I mean, you've already seen Anon in Ponyville, where I voiced Rainbow Dash. It was the first Ponytails that came out that I was in, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome, this turned out so well, and I'm surrounded by all these talented voice actors. But yeah, there are a couple of other things that I'll be in that are also on her channel, like History Repeats and another fanfiction or something like that. But yes. Yeah, being, actually, you know, voicing things for Scribbler was awesome. Yeah, so, yeah, very good question. Although I don't remember specifically, like, the entire story of how we actually properly met. I mean, I had heard of Scribbler, like, ages before I started my YouTube channel. But, yeah, but how we actually personally met, like, actually kind of chatted, yeah. July 2017, I think. Moving on to the next question, we have Jacob M. Keen, aka Dr. Pepper King, who has asked me about 20 questions. Oh my god. But luckily, most of them are split up into the different categories, so they're not all in the interest category. So, here's the first question I'm going to answer from him is, what are your thoughts on Undertale? Yes, I do know of Undertale. It's a very... I think it looks like a very interesting game, though I'm not one that would usually, you know, play video games or computer games, that sort of thing. But, I think it's a nice tribute to the games that, you know, were all pixelated from the 80s, that sort of thing. I think the game probably came out in 2015, I think? I don't know, but, I have seen a couple of comic dubs. I kind of know what the characters are, kind of probably know the plot of the game, but I haven't actually played it. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. His next question is, what are your thoughts on Cuphead? Yes, I have heard of Cuphead as well, but again, I don't play computer games, so I haven't actually played it, but I have heard of it, I know of it. Again, it's kind of like a tribute thing, you know, to the golden age of cartoons, you know, in the 1920s, 1930s, and I have heard, you know, those, you know, like the Disney ones and the other ones. I've seen some comments on some of the, you know, old-looking cartoons saying, like Betty Boop, that they've been saying like Cuphead or something. I'm like, oh wait, what was Cuphead? Oh, that's Cuphead. Okay, I get it now. Alright then. I have seen Fluttershy plays Cuphead though. And Undertale actually, so I kinda got a good idea of what it kinda looked like. It seems very tricky to play. Probably. I don't know. His next question is, what are your thoughts on forensic files? I do not know what that is, so I am unable to answer that for you. I am so sorry, Jacob M. King, aka Dr. Pepper King. So I can't answer that for you, I'm sorry. His next question, is there any media title that you have no interest in whatsoever? So I guess if there is any franchise that I have no interest in whatsoever. And then he also says, and no amount of convincing would change your mind. I have no idea. No idea at all. Maybe, probably Avengers. I guess I'm not a big fan of, you know, all those superhero movies, surprisingly enough. Although, ironically, I am a big fan of Mahou Shoujo anime, which literally is kind of the same thing. Well, not really, but, you know, 14-year-old girls fighting, saving the world, you know, sort of like Sailor Moon, you know what I mean. But I think that would probably be it, or something. And then he says, is there any media title that you want to try out? No idea. Absolutely no idea. No clue. No clue. Sorry about that. I really have no idea. I really should have thought these through better, but I don't know. Nah. I don't know anymore. Okay, next I'll be moving on to the art questions. Seafoam Sapphire asks, how long have you been drawing, and do you use a tablet or a mouse? Okay, so let me answer that question for you. So the first part of that question. I have been drawing for a very, 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 very long time. You know, just drawing for fun, whatever, when I was, you know, very, very tiny, a tiny child. But I wasn't really that good at it. But I think when I entered high school, then I started drawing anime. And I slowly got better at that. And then I was into the whole make your own anime transformation, that sort of phase that happened within the early years of YouTube. So it was like late primary school, early high school, I started kind of like doing my own anime transformations. In fact, here's an example of one that I did back in 2014. I started getting good at drawing ponies. That was when I was working on the heart shell. The first bits of drawings for episode 1 were not that good. Was because I didn't know actually how to draw ponies back then. But practice went on and I developed my own style, and now I'm really good at drawing them. So, and do I draw with a tablet or a mouse? I draw with a mouse. Even in that animation you saw before, that was with a mouse, and that was actually on paint. I've been drawing with a mouse for years. I have tried drawing with a tablet, but didn't really work out so well for me. So that's why I, draw with that, with a mouse. Yeah. And I just usually draw it from scratch. I usually don't have, I don't draw circles for the body and things. I just have a circle for the head, and then if you've seen my speed paints, then you'll understand what I'm getting at. Jelena Crystal Bloom asks, what made you start drawing? So, as I said in the previous question, I had been drawing ever since I was very little, like a toddler. And I've been drawing for many years, but I wouldn't really consider myself, a professional artist. I would mainly consider drawing as more of a hobby. And, pretty much. Most of this particular question has already been answered in the previous question, so I'm just gonna move on to the next question. Ashley Rodriguez, I know who you are. Starburst. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Starburst asks, who do you enjoy drawing the most? Fluttershy. Reason being, her design is so easy to draw, and there are hardly any other extra colors that I need to draw her. And it's very, she's very easy to draw. I like drawing Fluttershy the best. Probably after Fluttershy would be Pinkie Pie, then probably Applejack, Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Rarity left for last for the main 6, mainly because even to this day I can't draw her main right. But yes, I like drawing Fluttershy the best. Yay! Okay, now we move on to the ship questions. Savannah Artie asks, are there any male characters shipped with your OC? No. No, there are not. Surprisingly, yeah, there aren't any male characters shipped with my OC yet. In fact, there aren't that many ponies that I am shipped with. I think the most common one that most common OC I am shipped with is Peacocks. P-Script, Dolphin Wave X started that ship. And we have lots of, art on that. But, yeah, unless you want me to have a male character shipped with my OC, I don't really have any one in particular. I mean, I know Peacock ships her OC with Cheese Sandwich, but, I haven't really thought about having a male, shipped. But I am straight. I just don't have a male character shipped with me at the moment, so yeah. Savannah Artie also asks, do you ship SavScript or P-Script? Well, as I said before, P-Script seems to be a bit more common than SavScript. So I'm gonna have to go with P-Script. Much to Peacock's delight, actually. Yes, I do secretly ship MLP. Yeah. Sorry, Savannah. Apple Girl MLP asks, are you a fan of Twijack? I guess I don't mind Twijack, although it's not really my main ship, so to speak. I guess it's not really much of a common ship, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have my favorite ship. Flutter Rose asks, do you ship Tauren and Starlight? And then she says in brackets, say yes. Those are characters from her audio drama, The Lost Sun, which I am also a part of as a voice actor and an artist. I don't know. I don't know if I should ship them. Because I technically ship Starlight with someone else. And I do respect everyone's ships, Flutterhurst. So I'm sorry if I don't ship Tauren and Starlight together. I mean, I think they're cute. I just ship Starlight with someone else. Moving on. And this relates. So, Jacob M. King, aka Dr. Pepper King, asks, which ship do you like more, Flashlight or Starburst? Starburst. See, that's what I was talking about from the last question, that I ship Starlight with someone else. I ship Starlight with Sunburst. I do ship them. They're cute, alright? Flashlight. Okay, so let me explain why I choose Starburst over Flashlight. Starlight and Sunburst were childhood friends. They have gotten to know each other for a long time. And then they haven't seen each other until they were fully grown adults. And then they were able to talk their problems out after years of not seeing each other. And now they're really, really, really good friends. Flashlight, on the other hand, is that stereotypical true love at first sight sort of deal, where that seems a little bit too unrealistic, and they only got to know each other within a day. So that's why I prefer Starburst better. Sorry. Party Blossom asks, Pinky Dash? Yes! Yes, okay, so my favorite ship is indeed Pinky Dash. I love the ship, and so does Party Blossom and Quirky Craft. I did a picture a while back. Poor Peacock. I mean, she thinks that it's cute, but she prefers Blue Dash better. But I keep telling her that that ship is kind of strange. If you have watched the Heart Shell, you will understand why. But yes, why do I like Pinky Dash? They're both super cute, they love pranking, and sometimes they can be the voices of reason for each other. So like in most episodes, Rainbow Dash is the voice of reason for Pinkie Pie, but in other episodes, Pinkie Pie is the voice of reason for Rainbow Dash. I was blessed when I had two beautiful Pinky Dash episodes in Season 7, and that little sneaky pounce in the Season 7 finale. I'm sorry for people who haven't, gotten up to Season 7 yet, so I'm sorry for the potential spoilers. But for those who have watched Season 7, good on you. It's probably the best season for me. Shooting Star asks, what is the best ship? Well, Pinky Dash. Yeah, to me, I like Pinky Dash, and I also like Fluttercord. Yes, I ship Fluttershy and Discord together, and I loved in that Season 8 episode where Spike pretty much ships Fluttershy and Discord together. It was like, I mean, you don't have tea with Fluttershy every weekend because you like tea, and I'm like, oh my god, he ships them! That's adorable! I do ship them, I ship them very much. The best ship, I really don't know. I like them both. I like them both. Yeah, let's just go with that, man. We move on to the favorite questions. So let's get this started. Peacock Studios, Shadowstar, and the Color Kazakh channel ask, what is your favorite food? Oh my goodness gracious me. If I were to choose a favorite food, I have a couple. I have a couple of favorite foods. I mean, my foodie is cheese. It's like because I'm the cheese queen. I like most kinds of cheese. Like cheddar cheese, I like brie cheese, I like Parmesan cheese, I like other bits of cheese. But I like anything chocolate flavored if it's favorite food. Like, yeah, anything chocolate flavored. I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I think that's what I can say, really. I mean, I have other favorite foods, like I like Chinese food, like, I don't know anymore. But it's very hard to choose for me. I'm a very undecisive person sometimes, so it's hard to choose. And the Tola Kazakh channel, I think I pronounced your name wrong in the last question, asks, what is your least favorite food? That I can answer. I am not a big fan of citrus fruits. Not a big fan. Or broccoli, for that matter. I know Rainbow Dash likes broccoli, but I do not like broccoli. I despise it. Yes, indeed. And I think I also mentioned in my 600 subscriber special that I'm not a big fan of apples either. I think they're a bit too tangy for my taste. Yeah. I have a couple of least favorite foods. Yeah. Jordan Rainbow Dash asks, what is your favorite candy? So, to answer that for you, there are most confectionaries I'm not really a big fan of, mainly because they're too sugary or too fruity or that sort of thing, but, I think my favorite confectionery would have to be chocolate. Although I don't really eat it, like a lot, which is kind of a good thing, well, I mean, I do like it. I do like, chocolates if I need to have a bit of a sweet boost, because I don't actually have that much of a sweet tooth. I'm more of a savory person when it comes to food. I know I said that I like anything chocolate flavored, you know, for dessert, but, I like most foods. Yeah, I guess. The Life on Cloud 9 asks, what's your favorite cheese? That's right, because I mentioned before that I am the cheese queen. Let's see. I like most kinds of cheese. It's very hard to just choose one. I like brie cheese, I like cheddar cheese, I like Parmesan cheese, and then there are others which I've kind of forgotten the names of. But I guess I prefer them with different types of biscuits and stuff like that. I think I just have 3 favorite types of cheese. I can't really choose one. Evangeline Kiara Star asks, do you like Sonic the Hedgehog? If so, who's your favorite character? I do not watch Sonic the Hedgehog, so I really can't answer that for you. I do not watch it. I only know, like, the names of a couple of characters, but I, don't watch it, so I don't have a favorite character. Sorry about that. Heartsy Artsy asks, other than MLP, what are some of your favorite shows? So yes, I do watch other shows other than MLP, like Steven Universe, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and I also have some favorite animes, like Clannad. Like, I had a lot of Clannad references in TCG Episode 1. Let's see. I also like Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, which is one of my favorite Mahou Shoujo animes with some of the best music. And I'm also a fan of the Mahou Shoujo franchise I'm currently binge watching, which is Precure, which some seasons might be known in the English dub as Glitter Force. I do not watch the English dub, I just watch the Japanese. One known as Glitter Force is the one where the personalities of the protagonists seem alike to the main 6. Indeed. The Tola Kazakh channel asks, do you like cats or dogs? Well, I answered previously in the do you have any pets question that I don't actually have any cats or dogs, but if I were to choose one, they're both equally cute when they're puppies and kittens. But when I was a child, I think my favorite animal were cats. There was just one Disney film that I was obsessed with, and that was the Aristocats. I watched it over and over and over again, and I'm like, I can almost quote a lot of things from that movie. So if I were to choose, I'd go with cats, I guess. I mean, I like dogs too. You can't make me choose. Oh my god. Alright. Tanlokua, I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. Shadow Star, Hatsiati, and the Tulakazak channel ask, what are your favorite things to do in your spare time if I'm not working on, uni or working on videos? Yeah, most of the things I like to do in my spare time is work on various videos and stuff. But if I'm not doing anything productive, I'll usually just watch YouTube or binge watch anime. Sometimes I will go out for bushwalks, because I have a pretty big property, about 6 acres, and probably brainstorm some ideas for future things, future videos, that sort of thing. But yeah, mainly watch stuff on YouTube. That's usually what I tend to do. Hatsiatsi asks, what are your favorite ways to break peacock? Saying if I have something peacock related for dinner, or something about cheese sandwich. A lot of fun ways that I like to break peacock with. Something about Blue Dash, and doing all those hidden strange references that will easily break peacock. Like peacock getting flown out of cannon, that sort of thing. Rosie and various things that will... There are multiple ways to break peacock. It's not a simple task, I believe. Jordan Rainbow Dash and the Tola Kazak channel asks, what is your favorite color? You kidding me, bro? You kidding me? I'm kidding. My favorite color is green! That's why my OC is green, because my favorite color is green. And why is my favorite color green? Because it's the color of nature. It's been green for a while. I have a green bedroom, I have green headphones, I have a green dressing gown, I have a lot of... I've got a green lunchbox, I've got a lot of green things. So that's why my favorite color is green. Yeah. General Twilight asks, what is your favorite subject in school, if you're studying? Well, I am in uni at the moment, university, so I am studying music. So, how I can answer that? I guess when I was in high school, my favorite subject was music. I really wanted to continue with music when I left high school, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Although music is such a wide range of stuff, so there's a lot to learn. But if I were to choose one of those things that I like doing, probably oral, with like intervals and chords and stuff like that. That's always really fun. Yeah, I also like music history as well. That's also very interesting too. Yeah. General Twilight also asks, are you a fan of Avengers? Well, as I said before in a previous question, I'm not really a huge fan of superhero movies, despite being a fan of Mahou Shoujo anime. So I would take it as a no. Jacob M. Keen, aka Dr. Pepper King, asks, which do you like more, cruise ships or battleships? Okay, I didn't understand a bit of this question because it was after, like, which ship do you like more, and I was trying to think if it had another meaning. So first, I'm just gonna answer this in two ways. The way which I think, which should be like literal ships, like boat ships. I like cruise ships. I've been on a couple of cruise ships in real life, actually. Though I haven't been on a cruise ship for years, but I'm planning to go on one later this year. But the other meaning, like actual ships, like I've already talked about the ship questions in the previous category, so I have no idea what you could mean by that. But oh well, I tried. And then he also asks, what's your favorite skit by ProZD? I do not know who that is, so I am not able to answer that. Man, I don't know what a lot of things are. Yeah, sorry about that. The Tola Kazakh channel asks, what's your least favorite fan-made MLP video and fanfic? Why'd you have to ask least favorite? That's unfair. I mean, if I had to have a favorite, I'm going to answer favorite first because no one has actually asked that. Favorite fanfic. That's a bit of a tricky one. But favorite fanfic, I am a big fan of My Little Dashie, because Rainbow Dash and also because Feels. A favorite video? Oh my goodness, I really can't choose. There's so many amazing videos out there, I really can't choose. And then least favorite, which is actually the relevant one to the question being asked, I really don't know if I have a favorite or least favorite, because there are many fanfics that I haven't actually read, but there are some maybe I do try to avoid. I just have no idea, man. Why do you have to ask such a negative question? I'm kidding, but still. And then the Tola Kazakh channel also asks, who's your least favorite MLP YouTuber? Why? Why the negative stuff? I don't have a least favorite one. But I can happily tell you my favorite ones. There are YouTubers that I'm heavily inspired by, like Disney Fanatic, Ashley H, a little bit of Magpie Pony as well. Yeah, I am inspired by them and a couple of other YouTubers as well. But yeah, I can't possibly have a least favorite. Why do you do this to me? Yay! Now we move on to the music questions. Shadow Star, Jacob M. King, aka Dr. Pepper King, and Eric Edmondson ask, what is your favorite genre of music, and do you listen to dubstep? Well, to answer that, I like all kinds of music mostly, well, except for one. But to answer that question about the dubstep, I do like to listen to dubstep. My favorite types of music to listen to would be world, specifically Irish or Celtic music, mainly because I'm quarter Irish and I just love that genre. I like to listen to film soundtracks. I also like to listen to choral music, remixes, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a variety person. I usually like to listen to most types of music. Well, I mean, I'm mostly musical anyway, so that's why. Yeah, I just like music, man. Then it comes to this question. Dr. Pepper King also asks, what's your least favorite type of music to listen to? Screamo. Screamo with lots and lots of swearing. Or stuff like that. I am not a big fan of that. I think that's the only one that I do not like. But any other type of music, I do like. Yeah. Shooting Star asks, what's your favorite musical?
What have I done? Sweet Jesus, what have I done? The dream does passing on a cloud. Empty chairs and empty tables. Once up more. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed.
Take a hint. Les Mis! My favorite musical is indeed Les Miserables. followed by Wicked, followed by The Last 5 Years, followed by The Count of Monte Cristo, and possibly also followed by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I just have a thing for musicals that are set in the 1800s, mainly because we get that classical feel to it. I mean, I don't mind musicals that are set in the 20th century. I just like that classical feel to it, and the settings and the clothes. It's just really amazing to kind of bring that to life, really. That's why Les Miserables has a lot of feels, and it's my favorite musical. Faith Rainbow Dash Goss asks, will you ever cover any Shawn Mendes, I don't know how to pronounce that, songs in your main 6 a cappella? I do not know who that guy is, so I might check him out, maybe, and then I might actually get what you mean. But as I said before, the main 6 a cappella will be returning in August this year, and I do have a list prepared for the songs, as well as something else a little bit before that will be relating to it, but I will mention that when the time comes. Yeah. Okay, now we move on to the MLP questions, so let's get this started. Shooting Star asks, how did you find MLP? That's a good question. I think I answered that when I was doing that interview with Flutterrose a while back, which I struggled to come up with questions that day. But how I found it, I had actually been introduced to MLP before when I was very little. My sister and I watched Generation 1. We watched some ones from that generation, but specifically Generation 4. I clicked on a video accidentally, and it was Rainbow Dash telling Fluttershy to be louder from Sonic Rainbow. And then I just binged watched the series, and this was back in 2014, so that's when Season 4 was still on the air. I didn't actually become a Pegasister until 2015, when Season 5 started to air. I thought by then it would have already started to air, but it didn't, so that actually got me hyped, so then that's when I became a fan of the show. Yeah. Trevin Grand, the Tulakazak channel, and General Twilight asks, who is your favorite MLP character? Is it Rainbow Dash? If not, who is? Ding 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 ding, you got that right. Rainbow Dash is my favorite of the main 6. Why? I don't know. When I'm having a show, I tend to like the tomboyish characters the best, but I also like Rainbow Dash's relationship with Tank, the most adorable pony pet pair out of the main 6. I can actually connect with her in a couple of ways, because she did have a goal of becoming a Wonderbolt through seasons 1 to 6, and it's good to kind of have her go through that journey, something along those lines. And yeah, that's why Rainbow Dash is my favorite character, man. The Tolakazak channel also asks, who is your least favorite MLP character? Well, there are some ones that I despise, like that one pony from that one episode with Countess Coloratura. I've forgotten his name, but I did not like him. He was just, yeah, I just didn't like him. I did not like his character. Funny that I don't even remember his name. I'm having a mental blank. It's beautiful. General Twilight asks, who is your favorite background pony? If I were to choose a favorite background pony, I'd go with Derpy, because she's just adorable. Adorable pony. I think she's Little Shy FIM's favorite pony too. I think, yeah, that sounds about right. Hatsuyatsu asks, who is your favorite alicorn? Well, let's see. Favorite alicorn? That's a tough one. That's something that I didn't really think about too often, but if I had to choose a favorite, I'd go with Twilight. I don't know why. But, well, she wasn't a Alicorn entirely, but I seem to connect with her the most, despite my favorite of the main 6 actually being Rainbow Dash. My favorite Alicorn is Twilight. There we go. Flutter Rose and the Tolakazak channel asks, what is your favorite MLP song? Well, I have a couple of favorites based on which season they're in, but, if I had to choose an absolute favorite, I would probably choose... The Magic Inside was probably one of my favorites from the show, which was season 5. It was just really pretty, and also very epic. So that's probably what I would go with. And then the Telekazak channel asks, what's your favorite song from the MLP movie?
Open up your eyes.
Open up your eyes is my favorite song from the movie. I just love villain songs. Villain songs are my favorite songs. And when I heard this, it was just so epic, and I loved Emily Blunt's vocals in this. It was just so menacing and so epic, and I got chills down my spine the first time I heard this song, and I decided immediately that this would be my favorite song from the movie. It was just so epic. I loved the epic and dramaticness of it. Ah! The Tolakazak channel and Faith Rainbow-Goss asks, what is your favorite MLP episode? That I can answer with, thanks for the memories. It has been my favorite Rainbow Dash episode for years, mainly because I was very excited that we'd be getting another episode with Rainbow Dash and Tank, and it's the very episode that inspired me to create the Heart Shell and its sequel, the Color Goddess. We really need to have more episodes focusing on these two. Yeah, that's it. I'm going in there and demanding more episodes with Rainbow Dash and Tank. I have fan art. I have collected a lot of fan art with these two. There needs to be more. And then the Tolakazak channel also asks, what is your least favorite MLP episode? What about Discord? I hate that episode with a passion. Because I was mainly excited about what the main 6 would have been doing. How would they have gotten along with Discord so well? But instead, we were brought to Twilight's point of view, and we never knew how they got along so well, and I never understood any of the jokes. And that also inspired me to create this really, really bad fan fiction, because I only wanted to know how they would have got along, but I was denied of that knowledge, and it just pains me to watch the episode. But I do have other least favorite episodes. Most episodes where Twilight is feeling excluded in some way I don't like. I don't know why. It's because it just feels a little bit too real for me. I just don't like those kinds of episodes. So, season 4 premiere, I don't like it either. Sorry for those who do like it, I just don't like it. The Tolakazak channel also asks, what do you think about season 8 so far? I think it's pretty good. I seem to like the young 6. The young 6 are adorable, especially Ocellus. Ocellus, the cute one. I think Heartsy also liked Ocellus because she was a changeling. Ocellus is the word for eyeball, I think. And I guess that would fit because she has adorable eyes. I like how it's also just focusing on the main 6 as well. I seem to like it. I seem to like season 8 so far. There hasn't been an episode that I've truly despised yet, which is good. Flutterose asks, what's your favorite map? Season 8 episode and why? Surf and or Turf with the CMC. We got an awesome song, and we got to see more of Mount Eris with the hippogriffs and the sea ponies, which I thought that was awesome because that was very colourful indeed when it was first introduced. And, yeah, I just really, really liked that map episode, and Scootaloo had so many adorable moments. So, yeah. It was like, this feels just like flying, whatever. It was just really cute. The Tolokazak channel asks, what do you think about Twilight's new school and the new students? As I said before, the new students, yeah, I like them. I think they're roughly around 14 to 16 years of age. They don't really seem to be the age of, like, school ponies like the CMC are. So, I think they're cute. And Twilight's new school, yeah, it's a pretty cool looking school. Yeah. I wonder what else they're gonna be doing with it. Alrighty, now we move on to the audio drama questions. Savannah Artie asks, what inspired you to make another audio drama based on the first one you made before? Well, let's see. I think, what inspired me to make the first one, I'll just mention that first, was the Heart Shell. What inspired me to make a second one was, I wanted to branch out some more ideas into this parallel universe I created. When I signified that Rainbow Dash, was a bit more special than people realized, as Tenebrae mentioned in the Heart Shell episode 10, she mentioned that Rainbow Dash was the chosen one. So I was thinking I should probably branch that out into something. So I think I came up with the idea of the Color Goddess back around March of 2017, so back when the third episode of the Heart Shell was still in production. And I kind of had the first little bit of the script already kind of written, but I didn't really kind of think about what would have been, happening next, etc. So I guess that's probably what inspired me, because I had created some other ideas and that should be looked upon, that should be explored, because I had a lot of original characters. So I'm someone who likes to theorize a lot of stuff, so I'm basing my universe on theories, on my own theories and clues. So that's what I wanted to do with this universe that this parallel universe I created. General Twilight asks, did any audio drama influence your current ones? I think yes. I was inspired by Daughter of Discord to compose my own music for the Heart Shell and the Color Goddess, so kudos to True Sailor Comet for unknowingly inspiring me, because I already compose stuff, so I thought I would have that as a bit of a practice to compose my own music for those two audio dramas, because at first I was just going in like any other normal audio drama and just, doing covers, but then I thought, no, I think it'd be a better idea if I just compose. That would be better. And I was also inspired by Remembrance to make it, feelsy. Remembrance is one of my favorite MLP audio dramas, and I love it to bits. It's just one of the most feelsiest ones out there. And my audio drama, The Heart Shell, is pretty feelsy as well. And it may not look it now, but the Color Goddess will also get feelsy later on. So keep your eyes peeled out for that, because they might get affected by onions. Peacock Studios asks, who is your favorite goddess in TCG? So I have to choose between the motherly rainbow, the angsty flower child, and the angelic holy soul, aka Hurika, Satura, and Lumina. Well, they all have differing personalities, Hurika being the motherly one, Satura being the tough one, and Lumina being the innocent one. I can't really choose between them. They're all awesome goddesses, but I guess if we had, more screen time for them and get to know them a bit better, then, I guess, let's see, if I were to choose a favorite, I'd have to go with Hurika, because she's my favorite goddess, voiced by Heartsy Artsy. She's just so warm and motherly, and that's a really good, tactic. Her sisters are good as well, but it was to choose one, and me being a Libra, I am very undecisive, so that's pretty tricky. The Tolokazak channel asks, will Queen Chrysalis, Heartsease, Peacocks, and Eurosea appear in the Color Goddess? Okay, keeping in mind that I did release the announcement for this Q&A before episode 2, so my OC, Peacock's OC, and Heartsease OC have already appeared in the Color Goddess, specifically in the animatic of Crush the Land, which was in episode 2. But Queen Chrysalis, no. Okay, that's one thing that I can confirm, that Queen Chrysalis will not be in the Color Goddess. We already kind of have a couple of villains already. Yeah, I think the only kind of villain or reformed villain we actually have in the Color Goddess is Discord, although he's not really a villain anymore. The only actual proper villains we have are OCs of mine, so the canon ones won't really be too much of a focus. Sorry about that. Faith Rainbow Dash Goss asks, will we have Rainbow Dash crying in the Color Goddess? Oh yeah, she did cry a few times in the previous audio drama, didn't she?
Rainbow Dash! Tag! Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Gonna miss you most of all!
When can you stop lying to me? Please, don't hurt them because you're shy. You can't. Rainbow Dash, can you hear me?
Yep. A few. Maybe, but not as many times as the heart shell. I may have gone a bit overboard. That's one thing I kind of a little bit cringe, was that there was a little bit of an unbalance, but now that I'm actually better at writing scripts than I was like a year ago, I can confirm that there will only be times if it's, you know, really sad or really understandably sad, that maybe, who knows, probably somewhere in the later episodes that might actually make a bit more sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try not to have Rainbow Dash crying 22 times, lol. Now we move on to the YouTube questions. Shadowstar asks, how did you find the idea to start a YouTube channel? Well, okay, I had the idea to start a YouTube channel for quite some time, like most of 2016, but I didn't actually know how to start or when to start. I had my idea of creating my own OC, because 2016 I was definitely a Pegasister and I was watching all the episodes, and I was actually in the production of the Heart Shell as well. I actually kind of started the idea of the Heart Shell back in like December 2015, believe it or not. And all of 2016 I was busy creating scripts and creating soundtracks. So that was the majority of the work, so that's how I was able to put each episode out in a month. But going back to this, I guess I just wanted to start a YouTube channel, and because when I actually got good at voicing the main 6, then I decided why not create my own YouTube channel to kind of emphasize that. So I waited until I had graduated high school, and so then I started my YouTube channel on the 22nd of December 2016, a day before I left on my vacation to Port Campbell for Christmas and New Year's. And yeah, that happened, I guess. It was a pretty rocky start at first, but then it got there. Dapper Kappa 101 asks, when you started your channel, what was it like reaching your goals on YouTube for the first time? Well, yeah, I think it did take me a while to reach 10 subs. It took me about 2 weeks. But as I said, the bigger it gets, the faster it will get bigger. So that's usually what happens. Although one thing I've learned is that the subscriber count will get smaller when it comes to the summer for the Northern Hemisphere. Bad, because I'm in the Southern Hemisphere and I'm in winter right now, so I'm going to be on my computer a lot, unlike everyone else. This is going to be so ironic, but whatever. I think I kind of like freaked out when I was reaching some of my goals for the first time. Like I was, you know, reaching 50 subscribers, then 100 subscribers, and I'm like, oh my god, reaching all these subscriber goals is so cool, because most of my goals were mostly subscriber goals. And, yeah, just so I was trying to also get myself known across, most of the community, and, yeah, and then getting people to check my channel out and my impressions, that sort of thing. And my channel grew very fast in just 1 year. It was about 400 subscribers, 400 and something subscribers, and now it's 1,000. And it's only been like, I don't know, 5 or so months since I had 400 or something. So I think that's so ironic. So I still wonder how many subscribers I'll have by the end of the year, because I know by December, because it will be winter for everyone, I might get a huge subscriber boost again. So we'll just have time tell, I guess. Jordan Rainbow Dash asks, did anyone inspire you to make your YouTube channel? Well, I guess most of the Brony YouTubers unintentionally inspired me, because I've been watching a lot of their content even before I did start my YouTube channel. So I thought, oh, what these guys are doing are so cool. Why don't I do my own? Why don't I do my own YouTube channel? And I guess that's exactly what I did. I don't really have any specific ones, but I think I mentioned before that I was heavily inspired by Ashley H, Magpie Pony, Disney Fanatic, and other people to, you know, to kind of make my start. Yeah. Heartsy Artsy asks, what's your favorite things about being on YouTube? Favorite things, huh? Let's see. I like posting out new videos when I get the chance, because when I do post out new videos, I get to have, well, not really people's feedback, but just like awesome comments and stuff like that, and likes. And I'm not obviously doing this for popularity. I'm just doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because it's like my hobby, second hobby, and I just think it's really, really cool. Also, getting introduced to other YouTubers and collaborating with them in various projects is always a lot of fun. Like, first you might have been just inspired by them, like one of their fans, and then the next minute you're actually working with them and you're collaborating with them, and yeah, on that sort of level, and it's really cool. Being on YouTube is awesome, and I'm usually getting a lot of positive feedback afterwards. My older videos on my channel were a bit cringy, but that's usually how most YouTubers' first videos are if they look back from years, and I'm like, oh my god, I used Audacity to record my voice. Why? Because I didn't have Logic, that's why. General Twilight asks, what are your future plans for this channel? I usually never really think about the future. I mean, I don't even know what I'm gonna do when I leave uni, because I'm already halfway through. So I guess I just want to keep it going bigger. I want to keep, you know, doing as much as I can, getting introduced to other YouTubers, being able to collaborate with other people, that sort of thing. I just want to get more well-known. But that's not the only thing. I just want to continue my second passion, which is voice acting, and I think, yeah, I just want to do that. Okay, now we move on to the voice actor questions. Agent Zero Fluffy, The Life on Cloud 9, and Dr. Pepper King ask, What are your favorite characters to voice in the Brony fandom? And any other voices from other shows? Well, let's see. For a while, my favorite character to voice was Fluttershy, because her voice was very easy to do, but now that I've actually gotten better at the main 6, I've kind of, gotten equal amounts of, having, you know, a lot of fun to do the voices, etc. My favorite voice to voice is still Fluttershy, but I think Rainbow Dash is also one of my favorite voices to do as well. Voicing Rainbow Dash is lots of fun. Applejack and Verity, I seem to have a lot of fun voicing them too. Pinkie Pie, yeah, her too. Twilight Sparkle, I have a lot of fun voicing her when, like, she's in her crazy mood. And any other voices from other shows? I guess not so much from other shows, but I think when I was doing my 6-month update video, I was demonstrating 2 voices that I did do from other shows, and that was Lisa Simpson from The Simpsons and Aquamarine from Steven Universe. But the majority of the time, the voices that I like to do are definitely from MLP. Because I can voice over 25 characters, canon characters. No lie, I can. There's no lie whatsoever. Dr. Pepper King also asks, if you could swap your voices with any fellow Pegasister for a day, who would it be and why? That's a very strange question, and why would I do that? I'm kidding. These hypothetical questions always get me, but if I were to swap my voice with any fellow Pegasister for a day, it's a tough one. It's a tough cookie. It's a tough question. Why do you have to give me a tough question? Gosh. Probably... I don't know. I'm just gonna say Scribbler. I don't know why. I just had to choose one, like, off on the spot. It's just such a weird question. I don't really know how to answer it. But maybe Scribbler. I like her Twilight. And she has a lot of awesome impressions and voices that she does. So maybe... But, like, it's hypothetical, so it's not likely to actually happen, which is good. Okay, moving on. The next question is also from Dr. Pepper King, and it's a similar question to the previous one, but it's, instead of Pegasister, it's Brony. If you could swap your voices with any fellow Brony for a day, who would it be and why? Okay, well this one's a bit easier to answer because I am a Pegasister and I'm a girl, so if I were to swap my vocals for a much lower range, I'm going with... Okay, fine. You didn't think I'd say this, but I would probably swap my voice with yours. Your impressions are pretty good. I loved your voice, your trailer voice that you did for the trailer for A Broken Friendship. And, it was just so epic. But thank you for giving me such a random question, but it's not in the random questions section, it's in the voice actor questions. I will get to the random questions later. Okay, another question by Dr. Pepper King. Which acting roles by Tony J do you like the most? I'm not familiar with this guy you call Tony J, so I really can't answer that because I don't know who he is. I'm sorry to say that. And then he says, which acting roles by James Earl Jones do you like the most? Okay, that's a name that I know better. I like his role as Mufasa. It's just a really deep voice, and yeah, I mean, I know he's kind of voiced in other things, but I know he voiced in Lion King. He voiced a couple of voices in The Simpsons once. He has just a really deep voice, and it just... well, I'm just gonna say Mufasa. I don't really, I'm not really too familiar with most of his other works, but yeah, I'm going with Mufasa. Then he also asked, which acting roles by Tim Curry do you like the most? I think I've heard of that name before, but I'm not actually quite sure of what he voices or acting roles, so I can't answer that again. Which acting roles by Scarlett Johansson do you like the most? Another person that I don't know that well. I can't answer that. Here we go. Which acting roles by Tara Strong do you like the most? Okay, there, now you're more up my alley. I like her voice for Twilight. I think I also like her voice for Bubbles. She has just so many voices, so many shows that she voices in. Just one of the most diverse voice actors. Just such an amazing range that she has, and it's awesome. So Bubbles, she has a cute voice for Bubbles. Twilight Sparkle, there are many others, but I'm just gonna go with those two for now. And then he asks, which acting roles by Emily Blunt do you like the most? Another name that I am familiar with. I loved her Tempest. It's her portrayal of a MLP villain is quite different to the stereotypical villains we've had in MLP. Like, they seem, because they were actually putting on voices, they seem to just be more cartoonish, whilst Tempest Shadow, on the other hand, because it was pretty much her own voice, but her putting on an American accent because Emily Blunt is actually English, it seemed a bit more real, and it seemed to be a bit more in a different sort of setting, like something you wouldn't expect to see in a My Little Pony film. But that is exactly what happened. I like Tempest. I think she was also in Into the Woods, although I haven't watched that film in ages. I'll need to check up on some of the other things that she acts in as well, yeah. And last of all, but not least, we come to the very last category, the random questions, represented by the Sturps cutie mark. So let's get this one started. Derpy Scientist has a question. Ooh, what could this be?
Imagine this. You are waking up in a room with a cloaked pony in front of 7 TV camera screens, while you are chained to the wall behind you, and a strange device in your head. The team seems to only go 1 foot from the wall. Around the room there is a tape recorder next to you, an outline big enough to fit 2 stallions, and a closed bolted door which seems to be the only way out or in. You stay quiet and take a look at the tape recorder. It's labeled MuseScript's. You try to use your magic to pick up the tape, but it only gives you a slight headache. Your chains rattle as you move, and the cloaked pony turns his head towards you, just enough so the light from the screens and the darkness of the rooms keeps him in a silhouette, and nods, letting you know that you can or even have to press play. You put your hoof around the tape, sliding it towards you, and click play. Suddenly, a strange voice calls from the tape. Suddenly, once you clicked play, you heard a slight rhythmic beeping coming from behind the bolted door.
Hello, MuseScript. You are probably wondering where you are. You might be in the room that you did in, or you might be in the room where you will be set free. You are a 21-year-old man and have made many things in your life, like music and deceit. You will abandon things important in your life, not just changing your fate, but everyone's fate. You are wondering why you're here. Well, that's simple. Your aim in this is to kill the pony in front of you before the timer hits 0, which in turn releases you from the chains. The pony before you is a con artist, a deceiver, and a murderer. Will you abandon your hopes of seeing your friend again, or will you overcome humility and think for her sake, killing the pony before you? The choice is yours.
The tape clicks, ending its transmission. The timer counts down for 1 hour. It rhythmically syncs with the soft beeping from the other room. The time has come for you to make a choice between life and death once again. What would you do?
What? How am I supposed to answer that? Although, I'm very certain that this would definitely relate to the secret project, because that does sound similar to Saw, probably. Because the secret project is, inspired a little bit by Saw. Well, of course. Obviously, there's a lot of, because he has the theme song, and he has a couple of images, that sort of thing. But I really have no idea. But, I would have no idea what to do in that situation. Absolutely no idea. And, thank you for the Dr. Pepper King for reading that question out for me, because you obviously knew that that wasn't me reading it, lol. Peacock Studios asks, do you think Quirky and Party Blossom are Oompa Loompas? Oh boy. So, long story short, Quirky and Party keep spamming Oompa Loompa into various Skype chats. We don't know why. I asked them, have you watched Willy Wonka recently? And, well, one thing I have learned is that you don't question them. They can be very, very random, and the best idea is not to question them. Who knows? Maybe they are Oompa Loompas. Who knows? They're both random voice actor ponies, that's all I can say. Savannah Artie and Starburst ask, are you a real tree? And how did you become a muse tree? Yes. There is an ongoing joke between my friends that I am the muse tree, and, you know, because I am a tree. The reason being is because my OC is green and brown, which are pretty much the colors of trees, and, well, I can also say that my OC's highlight design was inspired by tinsel on a Christmas tree. So, typically muse trees are what I call Christmas trees. So, the answer to that is I am not a real tree. I am a pony, human, whatever you'd like to say, a green pony. I am not a tree. But yeah, and that's really what I can say for that one. It was just such a random question. Well, that's because it's in the random questions section. Moving on. Starfire also asks, why are you such a derp? I think I blame Peacock for that. I've been hanging around her for too long. I'm kidding. Aren't all of us derps from time to time? That's usually what happens. But still, I think I'm a little bit influenced in derpiness because of Peacock, but she's also a derp, so I can confirm that. Starfire also asks, what is your definition of life? What is your definition of life? And well, she says, I'm trying to come up with creative questions. My definition of life is just to do what you can, do what you feel is right. I don't know how to answer such a random question. Everyone has their definitions of life. I just don't have any idea what it would actually be. Another question by Starfire. When you do your famous freakouts fangirl moments, do you A. run around in circles, B. hug a muse tree, C. dance with Dashi? Usually A. That is usually what happens if I do any of my little freakouts. You saw the one when I found out I had 1,000. Or when I found Australia qualified in Eurovision. Or other moments I usually just run around in circles. I wouldn't hug a Muse tree because there aren't any in my area, and I wouldn't dance with Dashie because I don't have a Rainbow Dash plushie with me. I wish I had, though. I'm stuck with Applejack. I'm kidding. I love Applejack to bits. I'm the most like Applejack. So, thanks for the question. Heartsy asks, are you secretly made of mint chocolate chip ice cream? So yes, this is another ongoing joke between our random friends because my OC is green and brown, which is also pretty much the same color as mint chocolate chip ice cream. I don't think I am. Again, I'm probably 70% water, 75% water. I can reassure you that I'm not made out of mint chocolate chip ice cream, although it has been a while since I've had that flavor of ice cream. But all I could probably say is that it tastes like toothpaste. Well, that's what mint usually is, you know, toothpaste. So, I can confirm, Heartsy, that I am not made of mint chocolate chip ice cream. Heartsy also asks, are you a changeling? Who says I'm a changeling? I'm kidding. So, I am not a changeling. I can confirm that I am not a changeling, although Heartsy is. Don't tell her I said that. But, the reason why people may think I'm a changeling is because I can voice a lot of characters, but that's just changing my voice. That is not actually changing my physical appearance. So that theory is dunked. I am not a changeling. I am not a changeling, and I don't have as an interesting backstory as Heartsy does either. Why I mention that is just because her audio drama, Shadows of Corruption, is coming up. Although by the time you're watching this, I'll probably would have watched the first episode. But, yes. I don't know anymore. I'm just gonna continue on. Heartsy asks, can I boop and or hug you? Of course you can. There is no reason to ask. You could just boop and hug me. I wish I could hug you in real life, but then again, you're on the other side of the world. I've already done that with Peacock, but again, we're closer to each other. We're like 2 states apart, so that makes a lot more sense, and we boop each other. Yes, yeah. You can definitely boop and hug me, Heartsy. You can easily do that. That is acceptable. Okay, Party Blossom and Quirky Craft ask, Oompa Loompa? Remember what I told you about them spamming Oompa Loompa for no particular context? This is it. This is what I mean. I don't know how am I supposed to answer this in a serious setting. I'm just gonna say Oompa Loompa as an answer. So, keep going. Party Blossom asks, is Peacock a peacock? Yes. Yes, she is. She is a peacock. She is a derp bird. Yes. I mean, the letters of derp and bird are almost the same, except P and... Okay, never mind. They're only, like, 50% the same. I take that back. But, Peacock is a human pony. She is not a peacock. Although, I mean, if she was a peacock, that would be interesting. But, well, I mean, she is a peacock, but she's not an animal peacock, if you get what I mean. Oh my god. Okay, moving on to the next question. Quirky Craft asks, what is the best lobster? I have no idea. I don't remember the last time I had lobster, or was it crayfish? It was one of the two. It was probably crayfish. Have I even had lobster before? What is the meaning of life? I don't know how to answer that. That is exactly why it's in the random comments section. Yay! And then Quirky Craft also asks, how can you have plain party madman lol? I don't even know what this question is. What is it supposed to mean? How am I supposed to answer it? Quirky, why? Why do you do this to me? I don't know anymore. So, I don't know how to answer that question. I think you already knew that I probably wouldn't be able to answer that question, so good job to you, Quirky. Quirky also asks, why are you alive? Because I am. Because I am. Random question deserves a random answer, and you're getting it. Why are you alive? Because I am, lol. She also asks, what if Eurovision exploded in your face? Do you mean the good way or the bad way? If you mean the good way, like I listen to a lot of Eurovision songs, then that would be great. That would be awesome. If it was the other way, the bad way, like it literally exploded like a nuclear bomb, then no, that would not be as great. But again, you're not that specific. But I would go with the good way. I would listen to a lot of Eurovision if I wanted to, much to Peacock's dismay. The Tola Kazakh channel asks, if you could create your own country and you're the queen, what would you call it? Musetopia. Where all the muse trees are living in peace, and I keep the conservation of the starbursts and the heartseed deers alive, safe from any villainous peacocks that would dare hurt them. Actually, the one who attacks the starburst is actually Sky, but then he's protecting Heartsea, so which side is he on? We must protect the starburst, the Heartsea deer, and the muse trees! Protect them all! In Musetopia! But yeah, I don't know anymore. Let's just go to the next question. Party Blossom asks, do you have a thing against Shrek and Donkey? No, I don't. The reason why Party Blossom asked this is because there was one day when they were impersonating me on Skype, which was annoying, but also quite random. And then they started impersonating Shrek and Donkey, and then Peacock and I decided that we had enough of that. We had enough, and we did not like, you know, where they were going with this. But no, I do not have a thing against Shrek and Donkey. Don't be ridiculous. They're just like, Manny and Sid from Ice Age. The parallels of how those two characters meet, and they're like films that are literally 1 year apart from each other. I'm like, I have no idea. Yeah. And the final question that I'm going to answer is, Mario-RKO asks, do you think Sonic should be Rainbow Dash's boyfriend? Well, I mean, I know they've been shipped, and I know that they have a lot in common, like they're both blue, and they both like speed, but, I have no clue. I mean, I ship Rainbow Dash with Pinky, but then again, sometimes I do ship her with Soren as well. I don't know, I think Pinky Dash is cuter though, so, No. Sticking with Pinky Dash. Sticking with Pinky Dash. I'm sticking with Pinky Dash. So, that is the end of the Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. And, I hope that I hopefully answered most of your questions. Some of them were easy to answer. Others were very hard to answer. And, yeah. I came alive in one piece. So, yes, thank you so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers and having my first ever Q&A. And my next goal on this channel will be 1,500 subscribers. Although, because it's getting, well, it actually is summer by the time you're watching this, so less and less people will, I will have a slower subscriber rate. So I don't know how long it will take me to reach, 1,500, but when that does happen, I will have something special for that. I haven't decided what that is yet, but it will be something cool. So anyway, again, thank you so much for watching the answers to this Q&A, and I shall see you next time. Bye! This is MuseScript's signing out.